Hey Momsanity, it's Coach Emily here. I'm going to move this up a little bit. How are you? Happy Sunday. I am loving today. First of all, this is what I'm wearing in North Carolina today, and it is February 12th. So I'm trying to not forget that it's February and it's probably not quite spring yet, even though it really feels like it, and it's making me really, really happy. I'm prepared that tomorrow it's going to be probably like 30 degrees colder than today, but I came home from church and lunch and we went for a lovely walk and I stripped down and I'm like, okay, here I am. This is my summer outfit for today. So anyway, it got me thinking. So just to share with you a little bit, the last month, one of us has been gone the last 3 weekends. So this is our first and only weekend this month that we're both in town. And it's been lovely because I'm back. I'm kind of having this nice routine and a chance to rest and so forth. So 3 weekends ago, my husband went to a discipleship conference. And then 2 weekends ago, we held our Momsanity retreat for our sisters in the mountains. That was absolutely fabulous. And then last weekend, I got to go up to DC with my mom and her sisters and her mom and her best friend and surprise her with a fun 60th birthday bash. So that was awesome. But I realized in that time, like during those weeks, I felt so much more overwhelmed because I did not have the time on the weekends to prepare for a healthy week. And I use that term very loosely. So healthy in the way I'm feeding myself and the way I'm mentally preparing for the week, and my spiritual life as well. So, you know, when you miss church and you're kind of on this weird schedule for a while, it kind of catches up with you, right? And you're like, everything feels really weird. Even if you do go back and listen to the sermon and all that, right? Because I make sure to do that, but still it's just different than being there with your church family. So today specifically, I'm going to talk to you about 3 ways that I prepare for my week to make sure that it's healthier from a nutrition standpoint in particular, but some of these things actually don't have anything to do with nutrition. So the first thing is actually purge. And what I mean is typically on Sundays, and don't look at behind me yet because there's clutter everywhere because I'm not done. I'm like halfway done. I make sure to clean everything up as much as I possibly can in my house. And that means, you know, just getting things off of surfaces, getting the toys back where they go, you know, making sure papers are dealt with, all that stuff that needs to be done, rather than, you know, trying to throw it all together during the week or starting the week off with just clutter everywhere. I think it's really great to take a few minutes to purge and get everything kind of cleaned off, because it just takes that stress away. And when we don't have that crazy stress when we walk in the door and there's stuff everywhere, truth be known, it's a lot easier to avoid jumping into the pantry, because it's just, there's something about us having stuff everywhere that just makes us feel a little bit more out of control. And for whatever reason, when that happens, we're more likely, and research shows this, when our lives are more cluttered, we're more likely to not follow as healthy of habits when we eat. So that's number one, and that seems like completely unrelated, but I promise to give it a try. Take 10 minutes to purge and get everything off your surfaces and so forth after you're done, maybe food prepping or whatever for the week, and just see what happens. See if it actually makes it easier for you to make good choices. Maybe it's purging your refrigerator and cleaning it out so you actually see what's there, or your pantry. So just think about that. Number 2 is to plan. So, you know, take a few minutes to look at your week, make a list. You think about what your schedule looks like each day. I know that you know this, but again, there's something about having that plan that gets us ready for the week. And I'm not just talking about food, but food is a big part of this. And making sure that you have those options available for you. So all of the stuff that I have behind me is part of planning and my third P, which is preparing. And so basically what I do is on Friday each week, I make myself a list, which serves as my grocery list and my meal list for the week. So I can kind of mentally and, you know, prepare my list and so forth, so that I'm ready to put healthy meals on the table for both myself and my family for the entire week. And I try to take a lot of shortcuts with this. We do eat leftovers at least 2, sometimes 3 times a week, because I'll double recipes and so forth. So I plan for all of that. And when I do that, then it gives me a chance to, number one, stick with my list, which helps me to save money, and number two, to just know what I'm going to be creating, know what I'm going to be eating, so I'm not stuck grabbing at things for the last minute. And I think that this even boils down to snacks. So thinking about, okay, you know, I ate all the nuts out of my car, I need to make sure to replenish that. So just thinking about, one thing that's really good is mentally practicing and taking time throughout the day, or thinking about your week and what all is going to be happening that you need to be prepared for. And that makes a huge difference when we mentally practice in advance. Number 3 is prepare. So I know Sunday afternoons are a big food prep time for a lot of people. And like I said, the last 3 weeks I've been missing out on this a little bit. And so it's really great that I'm going to be able to do that today. So first thing, this is my Instant Pot, just the pot. This is the pot part. And here in a little bit I'm going to be putting 2 racks of ribs in there, and we're going to enjoy them tonight, and then we'll have leftovers another time. And I'm a huge fan of the Instant Pot, so I know that they kind of had like a buzz for the last couple of years, and I got mine back in the fall and I use it all the time, which is awesome. I also, something else that I do, I'm going to make a crock pot omelet that I'll eat throughout the week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lovely crock pot and I'm going to spray some coconut oil spray in it, and then I'm going to add 12 eggs, 2 of these small cartons of egg whites, all of these mushrooms, 2 things of mushrooms sliced, and several giant handfuls of spinach, probably like 3 or 4 cups of spinach. And I'm going to put that in my crock pot, mix it all together, and let it cook for 5 hours on low. And it makes this nice fluffy omelet, and I can reheat it for the entire week. It doesn't get mushy or nasty. I've done eggs lots of different ways over the years, and this is my favorite. It looks really ugly. It looks like nasty. It looks like messed up with greenish cream of mushroom soup, so it's not super beautiful when you're done with it, but it tastes good, I promise. And then the other thing I'm going to do over here is prepare our salads for the week. So I'm going to make 4 salads for me and my husband to eat over the first couple of days of this week. So our lunches are ready. I've got out here, I've got spinach and cucumbers and this kale mix from Costco. This is not the whole bag, but got some nuts and some celery and some hummus and some grape tomatoes. So I'll put all that together so they're all ready, and then we'll add our wet ingredients, including our protein and like things like we like kimchi and pickled vegetables and that type of thing. Those more wet things we'll add along with dressing when it's time to eat them, and that kind of gets us prepared. So I've got breakfast, I've got lunch, and I'm mentally getting ready for all of my dinners. And tonight I'm going to make the ribs so that I'm ready for the week. And it's really pretty awesome, right? Because then I feel like that stress of meal preparation and oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? And then I'm stuck without what I need and so forth. And that just gets us in a tizzy and makes us feel completely out of control. And then a lot of times our eating then becomes out of control, right? So I do want to share with you one other thing. 2 other things, actually. There's one more P, and that's prayer. So that makes a huge difference. We're in the middle of our Crave study right now, which is amazing. The women are incredibly transparent. I can't even believe it. I am loving leading it, and I'm super just thankful for all of the ladies that are participating and how incredibly involved they are. There's no, what Coach Debbie calls plastic answers. There's no plastic answers happening here. Like, these ladies are putting it all out there, and it's amazing. So make sure you're praying about your food choices, and make sure you're praying about your overwhelm, and make sure you're praying about those areas that you struggle with, and just you're taking those steps forward, one step at a time, in that direction. Rather than feeling the overwhelm of all the things that we don't have, we can take those baby steps forward, and using what we do have and the tools that we have, including the P's that I mentioned, to just keep on stepping forward, right? So one of the tools that you guys have heard about, and I'm actually enjoying right now, are our brand new cherry lime BCAAs. So like these things are amazing. When I was thinking about, oh my goodness, I need to start food prepping, I really want to take a nap, I'm like, you know what, I think I'll just have some BCAAs. And so that's what I'm having. These things will keep me energized. They taste amazing, so they slosh those sweet cravings that we often have this time of day, and just kind of help me get through. So they're great for energy, they're great for cravings, they're great for pre-workout. They're also fabulous for helping our bodies to recover afterward, because they assist with protein synthesis, and they're just really awesome. And ours are completely natural, so they don't have any junk in them to that your body doesn't like, and like artificial sweeteners and flavors and caffeine and all those different things. Are completely natural, to the point that I let my 4-year-old have them on an almost daily basis, and a half scoop serving. And some people are like, oh my gosh, but sorry guys, if you're going to give your kids Gatorade, you should probably consider that a little bit more than our natural BCAAs, because I can promise you there's a lot more questionable ingredients in that than our completely natural branch chains. So if you are interested in learning more about those, or you need more ideas on how to just kind of make all this stuff happen this month, on our email list, we're not doing a specific series like we often do, but we are giving you little tidbits and so forth. Like for example, yesterday I sent out several tips on how to choose gluten-free flours and what those might be good for, like for particular things. What is coconut flour good for? What's almond flour good for? And so forth, as well as milk substitutes. So which milk substitutes are the best and for which things, and so forth. So if you're not on our mailing list, we do not spam you. We don't send you a bunch of junk. We send out an email once per week, and then we also, of course, let you know when we're having exclusive discounts as well. So if you're not on there, head on over to bit.ly/wantmomsanity, and I will also share with you where you can find our newest cherry lime BCAAs. And I'm going to take a sip before I leave, because I need a sip before, because I've been talking a lot. Right? Good stuff. They're so tasty. Oh my goodness, addictive. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Put those 3 P's to work. Let us know. I want to know what any of those P's, what you're working on today. So if you're watching this later on, because I know this is family time for a lot of people, it's nap time at our house, which is awesome. Make sure that you share, because I want to know. I want to know what your P's are today. So I hope you're preparing for a great week. It's going to be a healthy one. Tell me what you're doing to make this week healthy right now, and I can't wait to touch base and see you soon. Have a great week.